Welcome back. We're going to be reacting to part 2 of the Cinema Snob movie review by the Cinema Snob. And before we start, just want to mention a quick thing because it's going to play later into the review. The character Nancy, who Craig, Vincent, whatever, is going to have obviously going to have a romance with, is played by Jillian Zawoski, I think that's how you pronounce it. Brad Jones's real ex-wife. They were married at the time, and I bring that up because Brad has since gotten remarried, and they're gonna make a pretty funny joke about that here.
Okay.
Here we go, and that poster you see on the left of the screen,
Yeah.
that's Brad's very first movie, Freak Out.
Yeah, the Cinema Snob Movie. A movie so important, it needed 2 whole episodes about it. Because that means significantly more me! This film is truly about a movie star in the making. And by that, I mean Ryan Mitchell's parents' house, as it also served as Gene's house, Max Force's house in Cheap, Mark Bishop's house in Paranoia, Bert and Burpo's house in Jesus Bro, and this guy's house in Jesus Bro. That's a busy fucking house! But enough useless trivia, here's what happened in the first part of the Cinema Snob Movie, in case you missed it.
Are you still eating that pizza?
Dude, it's really fucking good.
Well,
Neil discovered his love for anchovy pizza. That's it. Oh, and Dave died. It's a giallo now. But I, for one,
Italian
am more
horror.
interested in seeing their long discussion of Being John Malkovich.
Oh, you will love this bit. We watch Being John Malkovich, and then we pause the movie every time we want to talk about something symbolic.
so this meeting could go all night then.
Please, everyone already knows it takes at least 72 hours to have a proper discussion on a Charlie Kaufman movie. After Arch's death, an emergency meeting is called a meeting of a bowl, a spoon, and cheese balls. This answers the question about whether or not Neil is a pothead.
Those with nothing to do sleep, and those with something to do dream of sleeping.
And whether Craig memorizes his fortune cookies or not. Hey, the club has a new member.
Brian Lewis.
That makes for another person he can give a shit-eating grin to.
I heard about your thoughts on shit the other night.
Well, you should hear my thoughts on piss.
Who needs a handshake when you have these talk show host bad boys? Who is this guy anyway? Shouldn't he be in a car reviewing a Tyler Perry movie?
Scott Bakula.
Wait, what?
Popular 90s
Scott
actor.
Bakula, sure. He's only at this meeting because Treat Williams was busy. Dan is so upset about Arch's death that he can't even keep focus on his speech. How did Arch die anyway? It's been so long since I've seen the first half.
But that wasn't all. They also found that a bat, wrapped in barbed wire, had been shoved up his ass, all the way till it came out his mouth, shattering his teeth and ripping open his lips.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh my fucking god!
Fuck you! Stop stepping over my lines, me! And is Derek checking out my ass as I walk away? Eyes on the director.
I like to think they all want to fuck
Craig
him.
can scoff at this tasteless joke all he wants, but he knows it makes him want McDonald's.
I think this is how we want it to go.
I really didn't know Arch that well, but dear God, I hope that's not true.
Well, Sallow put her in the mood, so having sex with someone else after her lover dies goes without saying. What do you know? Cops actually do exist in this universe.
Can I help you guys?
Detective Ted Adams. This is my partner, Kelso.
Out for an evening stroll?
Guy on the right did it. Not that the other guy is any classier.
Yeah, murder's a weird thing, especially one filled with such grizzled hatred as your friend Arch's. His asshole looked like SpaghettiOs when they pulled the bat out.
Hey, get Neil high enough and he may actually eat the asshole full of SpaghettiOs. This movie is full of cameos. There's the car from the first few seasons of midnight screenings. Let's see if their dome light will actually stay on for more than 5 minutes. As Craig and Nancy go out for a drink at Club Rapture, Seriously, do these characters stink? Why do they empty out every business? Maybe it's because they're drinking ketchup and mustard martinis.
Yeah, that's
Gross. Must have been filmed early
Wonder
in
what that
production.
is.
Snob is still fat. Though nothing can top morbidly obese Snob from the DVD insert. That's not nearly as sexy as the front cover, where Snob is Conan the Barbarian for some reason. And how is this movie Lloyd approved? For Lloyd isn't even in the movie. That's why we need to make a sequel in order to correct that mistake. Nancy talks all about her and Dan's marriage. Great first date conversation.
And why are you still married?
Comfort zone, I guess. I mean, we've been married for so long, I don't really even think about divorce. We all have parts of our life that suck, right? Whether it's clothes that don't fit, movies we don't watch anymore. Damn.
Awkward. Anyway, I'm glad you let me use the restroom so I could drop 20 pounds off in the toilet. These dates always make me put on excess weight in the beginning. And you know the old rule, when on a first date, you should definitely discuss Dario Argento versus Lucio Fulci.
Fulci, all the way. New York Ripper, Zombie, The Beyond.
Argento for the win.
Those movies were cool, stylish, interesting, great music.
On their second date, they can debate Ruggero Deodato versus Umberto Lenzi, and then eat someone's dick. Careful, don't get too close. The Capitol building has a full-on erection. It's Springfield, Illinois. Weekend nights always end walking aimlessly through downtown while drunk. It's the only thing to do.
Be sure to wipe that smile off your face when you get home.
And then he went to go masturbate, and she went to fuck the Capitol building. Speaking of masturbate.
Yeah, downside of the internet. Gotta black bar
What kind of
it.
exception is it if I masturbate to my own movie? That just means I came twice. Oh no, I accidentally climaxed the same time as Irving, and we didn't break eye contact. Look at it this way, jerking off on the plants will make them grow a little faster.
Thank you for picking up my phone.
You're gonna love this.
He was gonna do that to his own eye anyway after watching a Dinesh D'Souza movie. Zach Lavoie and Josh Sanders play Detectives Adams and Kelso. Zach Lavoie, you may remember, is Justin from Parenthood, which puts us 2
Is that actually
degrees
true?
from Kevin
Yep.
Bacon.
That's funny.
That's a lot better than Trident Guy from Sharknado, putting us 1 degree from Jared Fogle. This whole club makes me nervous.
He was
Not
in
because
one of
the members
those.
keep getting murdered, but because Ed Glazer's Chester hasn't blinked once. Why do the cinema snobs keep dying? Is it that much of a crime to be right all the time? They are the true victims of this movie. Actually, they really are, because they keep getting murdered.
But what we don't know is why someone shoved a phone into his eye socket and then jammed the phone down his throat, causing the vibrations to get so hot it burned a hole through his Adam's apple.
Oh my fucking god!
Jesus Christ!
You can't mimic everything I say to myself. More puns about dead people means more candy hitting on a stranger after her husband died.
You're not painting a very good picture of your husband.
Even an ugly picture can still sell for $1 million.
Well, if I had $1 million, I'm sure Derek would look great on my wall.
You're very funny, Vincent. I like you.
Stop trying to have sex with the cinema snob after losing both Derek and a cell phone.
Why
But
not?
you are right. I am funny. While Neil is busy chowing down on sliced red herring, he's being a terrible friend. He doesn't tell Craig that he has a piece of glue from the fake beard still on his face. Anyway, we have some serious questions, Vince. Why is your interior Jake's house, while your back door is your house, which was also used as Arch's house? Is this some kind of real estate scam? Hopefully, nothing else interrupts this bromance.
What? Oh.
That's how he answers the door to all his exes. Damn, Jeffrey Beaumont's sister is really into solving this mystery.
Here's what we got. Me, you, Sandra, Dan, Andy, and this guy, and this guy.
Okay, well, Nancy may not be the killer, but she's definitely a fucking stalker. Not everyone is on the board, though.
Well, wait, what about Scott Bakula?
Craig, I don't think Scott Bakula is the killer.
No, at the last meeting, there was a guy there named Scott Bakula. Has anyone talked to him?
Scott Bakula never returned home. And he has an axe in his fucking head. Guess we should get to know the supporting cast. We're over halfway through.
Ed Glazer is usually
I like watching black
the
and white art films.
cinematographer for these movies.
Okay.
What? It's kind of my thing. This way I can see it out in the open amongst other people and no one will judge me.
What kind of films do you people watch?
Okay, I get it. You want me to review the porno I Saw Jesus Die. Even if
Real
Chester
film.
didn't kill Arch, Derek, and Scott, like in true Giallo fashion, he is definitely still a killer. Craig looks like someone who just changed his mind about being a park prostitute.
I'll just be here.
And then he fucked a swan. Now on to Alex Tryock as John Doe, because coming up with names is hard.
I used to see all the mainstream movies week after week, and I would give them 5 stars across the board. They were there to entertain me. Me! It was so nice of them. And the only way I could thank them was to return the favor and give them the highest ratings in the book. I was a film critic at the time.
Still makes him a better critic than Armand White. Oh, god damn it, I shouldn't have said that. Quick, autograph
Most,
my copy of Game Boy.
notorious critic today.
Right.
Well,
Oh,
Shit! Let's get the fuck out of here!
Can you at least autograph it in your blood? Ooh, another character from the show. The poster for Easy Rider. Must mean he's getting ready to review Bummer. Wait, I take it back. There's the 1941 poster. He's gonna review Deported Women of the SS Special Section. Thank God we have an origin of 2 posters that randomly appear behind me sometimes. Anyway, we got time to kill. Let's turn this movie into a sex tape. I know seeing a man die puts me in the mood. Wait, apparently it does. That is me. There's more awkward ways to watch this scene.
So that's new wife.
yep. That's Laura.
Hey, at least you're not watching the Baby Huey movie again. This ain't the only cum shot of the night.
Listen,
Pretty good effect.
Yeah,
The
right.
gun came loud and hard. And so did her head, too. The next morning, Neil has a confession to make. He isn't the killer, but he is definitely Linderman from Freddy vs. Jason. God damn it, fucking Linderman! Before heading back to the film club, they stop off at Lindsay Ellis's restaurant, where they're served excellent
Nostalgia chick.
conversation about the Hunchback of Notre
Formerly.
Dame, and then it's off to the filmmaking.
She's the Bacall to my bogey. The Gable to my Lombard. She's also a lot better than the movie Gable on Lombard.
That guy is gonna skin you alive. This club is getting almost as empty as the bar. Isn't Candy still alive?
Where's Sandra?
where the hell is Candy?
Little fan service.
Oh, she's hanging out in front of a green screen across town. No one told me it would be this awkward to fuck another man's wife.
So I noticed you've been spending a lot of time with my wife.
Look, Dan, you guys live close to me. I don't have a car, and your wife offered to give me a lift.
It's okay. It gives you two the perfect alibi.
Careful, dude. He's spadering you. Speaking of the empty bar, no one's having a mayonnaise martini tonight?
I guess my documentary idea was a little stupid.
No, Neil. The more I think about it, it's a great idea to make a snuff film.
I would have done it tastefully.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to fool the audience. Everyone knows that you're not the killer. Or at least, I know you're not the killer. Not only have I seen the movie, but I lived it. I guess. Here's the plan, Craig. You need to lose 50 more pounds, and then meet up with Dan on the street where the extras disappear out of thin air. Dan isn't very shocked when Vincent turns out to be Craig, but he is shocked when Chester turns out to be Gordon from Ninja the Mission Force. At least
Another
they
show
have
they
a
did.
common enemy.
Guess I should ask myself, what would Pauline Kael do?
Oh, Pauline Kael hated Clint Eastwood and preferred Exorcist 2. Fuck Pauline Kael.
You're right.
Yeah.
Fuck Pauline Kael.
Pauline Kael helped create the both of you, you turncoat sons of bitches. And for a movie starring a character inspired by a Roger Ebert review, it is weird that the line "fuck Pauline Kael" would later go on to be used in the Roger Ebert documentary. Anyway, I fucked your wife. We're friends now. And this is the last time in the movie that he looks like
Gatorade.
a snob. And there's still a half hour left. God damn it! Me! After Dan goes home to get trashed, Craig is stress sleeping. It makes him put the weight back on. Nancy's husband is dead, so they could definitely hook up again.
I don't have to be with Dan for you and I to be together.
What do you mean?
I just mean that maybe I don't have to be married to Dan and us on the side.
Awkward again. Spoiler alert, they're not together in the sequel. Because she was arrested for spying on her friends and taking pictures of them. She got the electric chair for that. Alright, fine. Guess I better save her. The movie needs a third act, and a great third act requires gorgeous hair.
He's back.
You guys forgot about me.
Hell no, James Rolfe, get your funny ass in here! Any other characters worth bringing back?
Does anyone know what the hell happened to Candy?
Marky, margarita, please.
Oh, she's at the brew house a few blocks away. Must be margarita night, with the quickest service I've ever seen. Probably because it's the only business in town with people in it. Luckily, Craig doesn't have to solve the mystery himself, as
He's
Vladimir
back.
comes back to help solve the case with Neil by becoming Black Angus.
Vladimir, you never stop being Black Angus. Black Angus isn't faceless. Black Angus isn't someone who could just be replaced. Black Angus is all around us. He's in here. Most importantly, he's in there.
What is happening? You can tell Craig is in a rush to free Nancy from jail.
You know what movie's pretty good?
What's that?
1941. Great flick, really.
Excuse me, but
You
I
reviewed
am
it this
supposed
year.
to hate 1941 because everyone else does. What kind of message is this movie sending to potential cinema snobs? I am going to tear apart the director's house over this. Oh, wait. Neil and Angus are already doing that.
You gotta start thinking like Black Angus, Nick.
I can't. Craig wrote it, remember?
Have you forgotten already? Come here, brother.
Vladimir becoming Black Angus is a plot so good that the writer used it twice.
Be the disco godfather. You want me to be a dancing mafioso? No, the disco guy. Rudy Ray Moore. You know, put your weight on it. Put your weight.
But Nancy is being held hostage by the killer. And that's not the same arm from earlier in the movie. Are there two killers? That is clearly Craig's arm. Why is Craig murdering people with cell phones? And just kidding. Clearly Ricky is the second killer. Good, we're back to the more interesting movie, Black Angus. I keep saying
They're
that
waterboarding her.
didn't have enough waterboarding.
Sorry, baby. Once you've been interrogated black, you can never go back. On your word.
There was a man. There was a man looking in on me when I got out of the shower.
I know there was. He was watering the plants with his natural hose. That's sure. This man won't be bothering you
I'm surprised it took the movie this long to become a porno. Yeah, Craig and the mystery. Get back to Black Angus.
God damn it, Neil, what have you two been doing?
How did you know I was...
Because you're leaving a paper trail all over the city. I got the mayor crawling up my ass because 2 of my men are waterboarding poor innocent women.
Good one, Vlad. The bitch squealed on us.
Because she knows she gonna get some good pussy for that one.
I was right at the beginning of the review to ask the question, why isn't Black Angus the movie I'm watching? All Craig is doing is getting shitty presents.
Fuck me.
They also said it was a friendly warning. We wouldn't want to lose something else again.
Craig's in a haunted house movie now. The kid better get back to skipping rope in front of the Elm Street house. Ah, success. The fat in his face was finally murdered. Oh, and Detective Kelso is dead too. Who's gonna follow around DC? And where's Angus? It's been minutes.
These aren't airsoft guns, are they?
That's exactly what they are.
Some that can make the Fiji stay alive. Some that will make Diana Ross and the Supremes come back together.
Between this scene and this scene.
This one is called the Wascally Wabbit. It's something where you can aim for people that are very quick or they're talking like, what's up, Doc? You do whatever you have to do.
I'm not sure the writer knows much about guns. Oh, and I was correct. The guy on the right did it. Who would bet against me on that? I make a lot of Gacy jokes on this show, but I wasn't expecting the killer to actually look like Gacy. Rest assured,
Big
Another
dude.
Gacy is a much better killer sequel than Another Son of Sam. And Spoonie is not only a great scientist, but a great detective.
Hello? Greg, it's Gene. Look, I was doing some digging on that cop you were talking about, Ted Adams. Adams was let go from the force 3 months ago. I don't know what he's done to Nancy, but he sure as hell couldn't have arrested her.
Craig knows already.
Oh, I'll say this, thanks.
I would really love for him to be in the sequel. And if
Hope to
Detective
see him
Adams
again,
is no
too,
longer
someday.
a cop, where are the real cops? Does no one care about the extermination of us cinema snobs? Detective Adams is getting revenge against movie critics after his dad killed himself after directing a badly reviewed exploitation movie called Birds of the Bronx. Birds of the Bronx? What the hell is that? Some kind of crossover between Killing Birds and the Bronx Warriors? I know that movie doesn't really exist because if it did, I would have reviewed it. One thing is for sure, Justin from Parenthood is scary.
Preposterous storyline? That's the point. Too much gore? It's a gore film! Tyler Perry, Medea's big fat shit. #1 at the box office. The fucking Chipmunks made over $100 million!
Only one thing can save them
One of
now.
the few times I find a fart joke funny.
Yeah.
That was awesome. As if I knew there was gonna be some bacon. Hey, Craig! What the hell?
Dolomite would have caught that bullet and thrown it back at his enemy. Is it time for sex again?
Looks like I'm the action hero now.
Make sure it's a happy ending.
You know, you don't have to watch this with me. We all know the real romance in the movie is between Neil and Angus.
I'm bleeding, Neil. I got too much blood pumping out of me.
I see it, baby. I see it.
Would you two shut up? He just got shot in the arm.
We are having a moment.
Yeah, I hope those two end up together. Meanwhile, Craig is gonna massacre this killer by hurting his feelings by insulting his dead dad's movie. Classy.
Deep down, inside, you know that not even the word sleaze would fuck that movie.
Ooh, shots fired.
Yikes.
See? Told you. A great action hero calls for a great one-liner.
I just killed a man.
Move over, go ahead, make my day. Now now that our real heroes leave, I guess we could hang out with these two chuckle fucks.
I don't know. I kind of like playing that douchey film snob prick. Maybe there's something to that.
Don't do it, dude. You'll have to watch Santa's Christmas elf named Calvin.
Just do me a favor first.
What's that?
Shave.
And then he shaved his face, went to the basement to review Burial Ground Nights of Terror, got his DVDs stolen, grew his goatee back, was married, divorced, went through a string of relationships, got married again, took over a micronation, became Indiana Jones to find a gauntlet, went up into outer space in a flying house, battled Mecha-Kara, and at one point, reviewed Nuki. Made on a budget
All that
of
happened.
$16,000. The Cinema Snob movie easily made that back, which makes sense. Although the movie is a bit long, has some technical issues, gets preachy as fuck, and is nothing but anti-snob propaganda, it is still the greatest film of all time, and the funniest, most perfect, and handsomest comedy ever made. And you should all donate right this very second to make the sequel to fulfill its destiny of becoming the greatest sequel ever made. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go take my medicine. I'm having PTSD over the time that I saw people get murdered, got kidnapped, and had to stop a serial killer. Talking about bad movies is the only thing that helps me cope.
Cookie? They are divine.
So that was part 2. What do you think overall of the review of the Cinema Snob movie by the snob himself?
Ridiculous, but I mean that's kind of what he was going for.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was funny. I liked it.
It's
he's
cool.
He's good at throwing little references in there for like stuff we've done in the past or just
obscure movies.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's great that he can make fun of himself.
Oh yeah, he does that constantly.
Yeah, like one of the biggest things that they were hoping to do back when they did Jesus Bro was have enough money to give the movie like Hollywood quality sound editing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but when the characters talk, there's sometimes a weird pitch to it.
Yeah, no, I think that's one of like the biggest differences between kind of like doing it yourself, kind of like bootlegging it, as opposed to like having a good sound crew, just because it's hard to capture like the crisp sound. I don't know.
It's hard, and I understand. I mean, I got not that great sound recording, but I understand exactly, and so it's one of these films that I go back to and watch because it brings me a little inspiration.
Yeah.
Just showing these guys with not very much, but they make something.
Yeah, for sure.
And
well done.
It is a consistent story throughout the film. And Brad and Ryan make a very good team together. My favorite jokes here were his opening, "More me!"
Yeah, that was funny.
And I love the cuts to Brad and
his new wife.
Yeah.
That was hysterical where she's just sitting there just grilling him.
Yeah, that's Laura. And remember I got to talk to them on the phone during the Indiegogo live stream.
Yes, you're right. That is funny.
I have 2 review shows I do. One's called JMC Reviews, where I review whatever I feel like reviewing, and sometimes I bring a co-host, usually a friend or a family member.
Wait, did you do that review of Disco?
Yeah, that's me.
That was I was like, your voice sounds super familiar.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for calling in. Lloyd just stopped by here for just a second. He wants back home.
Hello, Lloyd.
He's hiding under the table right now. He wants to sit over here, but Chloe's got this spot.
Brad is as awesome as you'd expect, and for what little times I talked to Laura, she was very friendly.
Yeah, she seemed nice. I remember that call.
And it's funny because you can see her cracking up as she's giving him the stink eye.
Yeah.
But even though she's kind of cracking, it's still very funny.
No, for sure.
And I kept wondering when I first watched this, are they going to mention or address that Brad and Jillian aren't together anymore? And it was a pretty good way of referencing it, and how it's a little awkward, but not the worst case.
There's a lot of elephants in the room in that, honestly, just with yeah, no, it's funny.
She's not involved with the website anymore, but last I heard, they parted on good terms and have remained friends after the divorce.
That's good.
She now does riff commentaries on this website, I think, called Geek Juice Media. And what was your favorite part of the review, like joke-wise?
There was a few, but no, definitely when they brought back in Angus.
Yeah.
Or like what was his name?
The character's name is Vladimir.
Vladimir. He's hysterical when he's talking. He's waterboarding the girl, and then he says something ridiculous, and she gives him that little
cute little smile.
This cute little smile. That was a funny part.
Yeah,
he was funny.
Orlando Belial, I think that's how you pronounce it. He was great as Vlad/Angus.
Yeah, he was
playing this kind of soft-spoken theater actor who jumps into badass black guy from the 70s personality.
Yeah, that was totally the role.
And I love when he comes in with a gun and Neil's like, "Hi, Craig!"
We're having a moment. That part was funny.
And, of course, once again, Spoonie, Noah Antweiler did a great job in his supporting role.
Mm-hmm.
And when he shows up and is like, "I thought you forgot about me."
Yeah, that was well done.
Yeah, just because it had been over an hour since we last saw him.
Yeah.
And I kept wondering, where is he? Is he coming back? He played the role of Gene one more time when Brad had his 200th episode.
Okay.
But Noah, he stuck to his own thing for a while, and like I said in the last video, he hasn't really done much for the past few years. It's complicated and a little sad, but he is a great actor, and when he does his own reviews, they usually came out pretty well.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the really fat detective who turns out to be the bad guy, that's Zach Lavoie, who is a former child actor. He played.
Yeah, that's funny.
He played Steve Martin's son in Parenthood, and even was one of the few actors to go to its short-lived 90s sitcom.
It is funny.
It's amazing how people can come back after 20-plus years.
Yeah, nothing, yeah.
Any other final thoughts on this review? This very...
Definitely want to see a sequel.
Meta review.
Yeah. So when is the sequel coming out?
Hopefully around the time this video goes up.
Okay.
That's when I plan to put it out.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Well, I'll be definitely watching it.
Glad you were able to come here for this, and hope everybody watching enjoyed our reactions. And in case you didn't notice, we wore some Cinema Snob shirts. And I can't wait to see this movie that I helped finance and am an associate producer on.
Yep. Big news.
Till next time, everybody, and check out more of the Cinema Snob at YouTube/Stone Gremlin Productions.